There was maybe like circa 2017, some conversations that were going down and maybe a response that was just LOL.
Yeah. The lawyers, they always say you can't say anything, right? And I just couldn't help myself.
You are Locked On Kraken, your daily podcast on the Seattle Kraken, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hey, Seattle hockey fans, welcome to another episode of Locked On Kraken, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. We bring you your favorite team, the Seattle Kraken, every single day. We've got a new team coming to Seattle, a new pro team. We'll share Climate Pledge Arena and Kraken Community Iceplex with the Seattle Kraken, and that is PWHL Seattle. In true PWHL fashion, they don't have a team name yet or a logo, but we'll get there. This is the 2023 IIHF Female Player of the Year, captain of the 23 gold medal winning U.S. Women's World Championship team. She was an alternate captain at the 22 Winter Olympics, represented the United States in four Olympics, and won gold in 2018, silver in 2010, 14, and 22. I could literally go on and on and on, and that would be the entire segment. But without further ado, let's hear from one of the members of your new women's hockey team, Hilary Knight. A pioneer on the women's game, and we're happy to have you on the Locked On Kraken podcast.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, for sure. So I was saying a little offline, I mean, I've been able to chat with you throughout your career, but I don't think I've ever asked you what I like to say is my brown sugar question, which is, when did you, Hilary, definitively fall in love with hockey?
When I first laced up my skates, I saw some of the older kids carrying all the gear and stuff into the rink, and you're just working on your crossovers, working on learning just like how to stay upright, earning these little like buttons you have fastened to your laces, and you see the older kids with all this gear, and I was like, I want to do that. And then I just got bit by the sport, and it's crazy where it's taken me, and I'm just so incredibly grateful for that.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, you've been multiple places here domestically in the United States, obviously with USA Hockey across the world. I mean, can you think of maybe a favorite moment in memory? I know there's a lot of them, but is there like one where you're like, oh, wow, like this is real. Like I'm really doing the hockey.
Oh, boy. Gosh. I think honestly, probably when I like learned how to like intentionally lift a puck, and you're like, okay, like I got this hockey thing down, I can place pucks. But no, I think, suiting up for the first time in that national team sweater, it's just, there's no feeling like it, right? You feel a part of something bigger than yourself. You look to your left, you look to your right, you're like, I am with legends right now. This is insane. Like, what am I doing here? I just signed up to play this sport that I fell in love with, and that's sort of the aha moment. And then once you've experienced that, you're like, all right, let's do it again and let's win, So it's so much fun.
Yeah. The winning you seem to have down. It's been going pretty well for you.
we like to win, It's makes it a little bit more fun when you're going through that grind in the summer, trying to get back into shape, and you're like, I'm doing this for the W.
That's it. Yeah. I love it. Well, we talked about travel, obviously putting on the USA Hockey sweater, and you did announce that this will be your last go around with USA Hockey at the Olympic level, international play. I mean, the question was coming, right? Everyone wants to get a sense of what the vibes were and why now seemed like the right time to make that announcement for you.
Yeah, I don't know. I just, I'd been talking about it with sort of like my internal group for a few months. And I think just signing up for another quad was daunting. I think I've been so grateful to be a part of amazing teams, to be part of that Olympic experience as many times that I have been. And, I think just putting the pressure on and saying like, this one's the last one, and kind of go out with a bang, but also differentiating it, international, tournaments and Olympic level and also professional season. Those are all different things. And so, I think I was just solely through the lens of the Olympic experience, and, I wanted this one to be the last one. And so I'm excited. And, there's a lot of things on the line now, but that's what makes it great. There's a lot of pressure, which is awesome, and I'm really looking forward to suiting up with our squad again.
I love that. I mean, now I have to ask a follow-up here because, Lee Steckline took us for a ride, and I've teased her about that. But we're done, and we're not doing a Brett Favre where we come back a million times?
You mean Lee Jordan?
Yeah, right.
2 retirements. Yeah, no, you never know, right? I think just, as it sits right now, 2026 will be my last Olympic Games, and you never know kind of where life takes you and timing, and there's so much that goes into it. But as I sit right now, I'm extremely grateful for my Olympic journey so far and looking forward to making that team for 2026, right? We still have to go through that tryout process. So it's just, I feel really whole and at peace with that decision as of now.
I love that for you. Congratulations. Best of luck, as you said, making it officially official, we hope, at least.
Yeah.
I'll be there in Italy. So,
All right.
when you see me, flag you down for the interviews.
Yeah, we'll see you in the mix zone, hopefully, right?
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, my first mix zone was Beijing.
Yeah.
So, I'm looking like this at you guys, like, hey, come talk to me. That was wild. But I will. I'm sure you'll notice the big crowd. That's probably for you. But let's switch gears here. Like you said, there's other things outside of the national team, and I've alluded to it, but you and kind of your crop of players for USA Hockey. I mean, you come in at such a young age, cut your teeth super young in the program, really establish yourself while you're still competing in NCAA, and you've seen women's hockey do a lot, the good, the bad, the indifferent, the unspeakable, I'm sure. but now we're here, and with the PWHL just completed season 2, the league, of course, but now you head into season 3 and making waves again, HK. Yeah. Now with PWHL Seattle. What do you see as the goals that you still have when it comes to your pro career domestically, and how do you think PWHL Seattle will help you really thrive and flourish there?
Yeah, well, first of all, I think our general manager has done an incredible job of attracting top tier talent, right? And making sure that, this inaugural season, we've got all the pieces in place to be competitive. So that's really exciting. But I think the elusive Walter Cup, right? Like, I want one of those, and I want to be a part of a group that wants one of those so badly. And I can't think of a better city to try and go after that accomplishment and bring something back to, a city that has tremendous success for professional, women's sports, and being a part of that conversation. And so that's the goal. But, I think when there's anything new, the hardest thing is to build a culture, to build a successful chemistry and camaraderie with one another, to go about that journey. So that's also a challenge in itself, which I think all of us are really welcoming.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you mentioned culture. Obviously, this is the Locked On Kraken show. We know a thing or two about expansion drafts and, trying to build up a culture here. Yeah. We're going to see what season 5 brings for the guys, but you'll be sharing facilities with the Seattle Kraken and have an opportunity to re-up a market that has been hungry for women's hockey and knows what expansion is like. I mean, I think they just get to re-up again with y'all. I mean, what is the excitement? I know you've talked so much about being in Seattle, playing in Seattle with USA Hockey, but, being able to do all of that in a city that for the first time is getting women's pro hockey. I mean, what excites you about being on that journey?
Honestly, the fans. I think we got a small taste of, that fandom when we were here just for a short amount of time, and to be consistently here and have our programming here and play in the facilities that we're going to be playing in. It's going to be unreal. So I'm really looking forward to feeling that support. And, it's exciting to be, in women's sports right now, right? I think we've really hit this in stride, and to be in Seattle, it feels surreal still. So I think that's, when we finally suit up and get out there, it's going to be electric.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, also, again, you've been a part of so many just critical, just moments in women's hockey. And one of them, actually, I've been dying to ask you about this because I use this on social media all the time. And do you know if I were to, yeah, I know, right? Here we go. If I were to post at you HK LOL, do you know what that's in reference to?
Gosh, I don't know.
Okay, so HK, those are your initials, Hilary Knight. But do you remember, a certain, we've got a contract negotiation happening with the WNBA, but there was maybe like circa 2017, some conversations that were going down, and maybe a response that was just LOL.
Yeah. The lawyers, they always say you can't say anything, right? And I just couldn't help myself.
I thought it was fantastic. Anytime I'm like, listen, I have thoughts and I don't want to get myself in trouble, I literally just post HK LOL. So that's a nod to you. So if you see me around social media and I just go HK LOL, it's like, ooh, she's got thoughts, but she's going to try and keep it classy.
I respect that. Yeah. Subtle foreshadowing, right? So.
Today's episode of Locked on Kraken once again brought to you by our friends at FanDuel. Summer sports are in full swing, and whether you're all about baseball under the lights, I'm going to see some baseball while in Seattle, Washington, golf on the green, high-stakes soccer action, WNBA action, FanDuel is the best way to make every game even more exciting. You're already following the action, so why not try to make it a little more thrilling? With FanDuel, you can get in on the game while your friends are getting sunburned at the beach. Although I do definitely advocate for proper sun protection. Sunblock, an umbrella, a little sarong, something that you can cover your shoulders with, one of those sarong / scarves / wraps. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Either way, I want to let you know that FanDuel is a great place for the sports fan in you to make sure that you utilize your knowledge and, of course, the knowledge you get from us at the Locked On Podcast Network, and maybe fund your next vacation to a beach or to the slopes or whatever. Are you new to FanDuel? New customers can bet just $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. Open the FanDuel app today or visit FanDuel.com to get started. Oh, man. But, I'm kind of going on the opposite side of that. Women's sports has been having a moment that we all who've been in the thick of it knew was coming, right? Talk about forecasting, right? We've known that this was coming. What are you enjoying, though? Let's step aside from hockey. I mean, you had Skylar Diggins there for the announcement of PWHL Seattle. I mean, there's just so much now integration that some of us who've been covering multiple women's sports, we were like desperate for this. And now it's like all over social media. I mean, what's been your favorite part of being a part of that? But then also being able to kind of tag along as other women's pro leagues and national teams are also getting their moment.
Yeah, I think the crossover has just been unbelievable. I think for so long we're all we feel like we're fighting for our lives in our own sport, and just to take up space and get coverage that we know this sport's great. We want to introduce it to as many people as possible and have the structures that can support, the players and in the league and whatnot. And finally to be at a place where it seems like a lot of, there's a lot of investment in women's sports, and now you can kind of, it doesn't feel like necessarily like a do or die anymore. You can be like, oh yeah, like you can sort of tap into what everyone else has going on and be a part of that. So I really appreciate sort of that cross-pollination, and the crossover has been really fun, and looking forward to more, because we're all doing the same thing, right? And so now we have a little bit more time that we can collaborate a little bit more, which we didn't have before because we're so worried about being visionaries and builders, and we're so much in it and too close to it. So now to not, I don't want to say to just be a player, because we're far more than that, but to really be able to take a second and appreciate sort of this system that we've created, and to be able to cheer one another on in those successes is cool.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, kick your feet up a little bit, get courtside at Storm. Are you guys going to the Storm game?
We are going to the Storm game. Yes.
Yes.
Courtside, right? Yeah.
See, there we go. I knew it. I was feeling the vibes. I'm telling you.
I just threw that out there, so I just made
courtside, right? Oh yeah. HK said it, so now we got to do it. So I love that. I mean, again, the crossover, I love it. I love a strong crossover. I'm here for it. If you didn't have courtside, you certainly do now. So good for you. But speaking of courtside or, down by the glass, is there someone that you're hoping will come through? We'll put out a little pitch for you there.
Oh gosh, I don't know. I mean, I'm such like a fangirl in many ways when it comes to that. So I just appreciate people doing their thing and just being great at it and epic. And I think there's a lot of iconic players on the Storm, and probably one I followed along for like a while would be Clark, like since like COVID times, to be honest. And so I'm really excited to finally see her like play live, which would be exciting. But yeah, no, I'm just there for the girls. Like, I'm just so excited to just like cheer people on and just be a fan. And, I think, like basketball for us is completely different. Like, there's music, there's entertainment going on like the entire time. And for us, it's like, once you're between the glass, it's literally just what's going on the ice surface. So it's fun to experience different sports and just see people being great in their own environment.
All right, courtside, going to be looking for you on the Twins later tonight. They might, if you get on there, are you going to go Coldplay? You're going to go the traditional chug a beer? What's going on? What's the vibe?
Oh gosh, yeah, probably the chug a beer vibe over the Coldplay vibe. That was tough.
Tough. That was brutal. Yeah. I mean,
you just gotta know.
So wild. Oh man, yeah. I love that. Now we're not on the kiss cam anymore. We're going full Coldplay. Like, the world is a funny place. But Hilary, well, enjoy the game. Thank you so much for your time. And we look forward to having you on again on the Locked on Kraken podcast.
Yeah, thank you so much.